Hello? Oh, hi. You have a message for me? Well, are you two siblings? No? Well, I could have sworn you two were twins with the blonde hair and the blue eyes and everything. Well, I'm sure you get a lot of people that turn you away, but I'm pretty open and I'd love to continue this conversation inside. Yeah, why don't you come in? All right. Go ahead and make yourselves comfortable. Use as many pillows as you'd like. Would you two like some water, some juice, some coffee? Oh, okay. I understand. You know what? I've totally forgot. You can't have coffee. I'm so sorry about that. I do have soda. Okay. No problem. Just let me know. Go ahead and continue. Okay, well, I have heard of it, like I said, but I am definitely not a practicing member. As you can see, I'm not wearing the garments. Yeah, I do have a friend. That's where I get some of this information. She tells me about these things. We're pretty close. Not close enough to where I could attend her wedding because I wasn't a member of the church, but it's totally okay. That's about the extent of my knowledge. And I totally get it. If I were still a practicing Christian and I was getting married, no, I did get married and I had everybody, no matter what religion they were, but I understand cultural differences. I understand. But forgive me, it's not about me, it's about your message, so go ahead and continue. Well, yes, I did say that I was Christian because I was. I believed in God and Jesus. I read the Bible, which I have heard that is a part of your gospel. Yes? Okay. Yes, it is different. Christianity and your church is different. Of course. But yes, I know that's why you're coming door to door. I mean, you want to spread the good word. You want people to go to the celestial kingdom, which is something I've also heard from my dear friend whose wedding I was not able to attend. What were we saying? Oh yeah. So yes, I do have some prior knowledge, but I almost know nothing about the Book of Mormon. And my friend is the only Mormon that I know. I don't know any other Mormons. Oh, is that rude of me? You're not Mormons, you're okay. You're members of the Church of the Latter-day Saints. Okay. But your book is the Book of Mormon. And you're not Mormons. Okay, it's just a preference. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. That makes sense. But I mean, go ahead. Tell me about this Joseph Smith. I don't know much about him, so whatever you got, I'm here to listen. Okay, so Jesus and God are in your kind of Gospels, but then there's also Joseph Smith, and then would that make Joseph Smith comparable to Jesus, kind of like a prophet? I mean, it's basically like his religion, okay? Okay, well, when was he alive? The 1800s. Okay, well, I do know about some of the rules and things. I know that you're here to spread the good news and, tell me what's going to be in store for me. It's good to keep getting people in the church to pay that 10% tithing, which I'm not against. Charity is great. Yes. But have you guys ever thought about that? How it's a relatively new religion. Have you heard about the racism? No? Okay, we'll get into that later. You don't know about that? Brigham Young and Joseph Smith? No? You accept everyone to the church. I mean, they're all paying tithing. So, but other than that, do you have some more info on Joseph Smith? I know so much about all the other prophets, but I don't know much about him. Yeah, his aspirations and I guess how his revelations came, right? Because you have the Bible, which people find reliable and lots of other people find unreliable, even though there was many, many, many men that wrote it. But then you have the Book of Mormon, and it's literally just written by one man. And so this guy must be super important, right? Like, he must be a super holy man. Okay. Right. Very interesting. The whole American thing and it really being focused on America, since that's really unusual, with the timeline of everything else in Christian history. It started in the Middle East, right? And in Africa. That's an interesting new perspective to hear about this, right? So it's important in the church, right, to get married. Yes. And are you two married? No? Okay. So did Joseph Smith have a wife? Okay. I'm sorry, I have to intervene. I do know something about Joseph Smith. I'm not trying to make you two lovely humans uncomfortable or anything, or condemn you. I get it. You have been conditioned to believe these things, and there's only so much you've been taught. So, did you know that he had more than 30 wives? You've heard something like that, but you haven't? Yeah, that one's not in the handbook, right? Well, I don't know if you know this, but the Mormon Church has, acknowledged this, that he was a man with many wives, which means he practiced polygamy, which I know you don't believe in that. You're not the FLDS, but do you know about the FLDS? Okay, here's a quick rundown. So the FLDS, also, lots of them are in Utah, and they're like you, but they practice polygamy, right? Right, and they do marry off children. So you've heard of? Yes, that's my next part. Joseph Smith, he married children. They were teenagers. Yes, you could say they were teenagers. It was a different time. So even during these times, that wasn't normal. Yeah, because he did have wives that were of age. And yes, I'm talking about of age in today's standards. So yes, he did have wives above the age of 18, of course. Maybe his own age, right? When he was in his 30s, he had a 14-year-old wife. So to me, that is a child. Yeah. I don't think that was normal, no. Yeah. But anyways, the FLDS, they practice that because they believe that that is the closest to what was in the Book of Mormon. They think that they are living life as close as possible to Joseph Smith. Yes, so even Christianity has polygamy. Yes, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, yes. But also, in this day and age, polyamory is a big thing, so I don't judge if people want to have multiple partners, that's fine. It's not fine when they are children. Right. Yeah, I've heard those talking points, if it was a different time, my question is why? Because if you, when you were 14, got married off to a 30-year-old, to a 35-year-old, to a 36-year-old, I don't quite remember how old Joseph Smith was. I think he was in his mid to late 30s. But I would hope that your parents would be appalled, and I would hope that everybody around you would tell you that that's not okay. I don't know if you knew that. So, just wanted to let you know. And that's fine, that's fine. We all have our own times of taking things in. If you need water or anything, because that can be a little bit heavy, and this chair is very squeaky. But I don't want to alarm you too. I know I said I didn't know very much. But I know a little bit. So have you read the entirety of the Book of Mormon? Okay, good. And did you kind of notice the theme about how there's the indigenous whites and the indigenous dark-skinned people, and the dark-skinned people are cursed, and the white indigenous people, they're the ones who came over to America, and then, the rest is history. Have you read that? You didn't interpret it that way? Right. You know what? Let me read you the verse. I have my laptop here. I am well equipped. What's that? Oh, yes, that's right. You're not allowed to, you're not supposed to, go on electronics and things like that and research anything. It's fine. It's not cheating. Don't worry. My lips are sealed. I won't tell your elders. Your secret is safe with me. But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I could totally be wrong, and I might be a little rusty, and this is your moment to shine and prove me wrong. It looks like there's a lot of propaganda. All these websites are Mormon websites. I can't escape it. Or is this? Just give me 1 second. Off the top of my head, though, before I find it, I do know there is a verse that it's talking about, the two different indigenous, right? And then the white people are white and delightsome, I believe, is what it said. But we need to pull up the facts. Yes. Okay, let's look up this. Yep. The church must do a good job. Most of the pages that came up were Mormon pages trying to tell me that no, everything's okay. So, let's see. Leaders beginning with founder Joseph Smith taught that dark skin was a sign of a curse from God. Right. So we need some more facts on that. Right, exactly, because that's just from this article here. Right, we need a verse or something. After he died, it does say that other leaders taught it was a punishment for premortal unrighteousness, which is another thing that is taught in the doctrine, right? That these people that were enslaved, right? That was their curse, and their skin was a curse because their skin being darker was not seen as desirable. Right, so that's not something that is disputed. That definitely happened. If you look into the Mormon Church, which, I know you can't do that right now. All you have is your booklets, but whenever you get the chance, or if you need me to help you find something, they do acknowledge the underage wives. And they acknowledge this history as well. But here's the redemption arc. Since 2013, the church has officially disavowed these beliefs and now teaches that all people are equal in God's sight, regardless of skin color. Okay, exactly. That's what you two believe. Officially disavowed since 2013. Yeah, so that's my other point. It took a long time right? There's a really, really long history of the racism, right? So that's just something to think about, because you two are both white. Yeah. So maybe that doesn't impact you as hard, right? But yeah, something to think about with your fellow brothers and sisters who are brown or black, right? So just think about that and how they would have been treated and how they're still treated. That's another thing. Even though that's been disavowed, there's still a lot of issues going on regarding what's happening to people of color on Mormon college campuses and in the churches. So there are other groups of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's a really long name, but of course there's the FLDS, and it says here, the president of the FLDS, Warren Jeffs, who is in prison, but still is able to teach these people, has taught the belief that black skin is a curse because it denotes a black person's descent from Cain, and the devil brings evil to the earth through people with black skin. I know that's very alarming, right? It's very alarming. But he's really just preaching what Joseph Smith preached. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll move on. Don't worry. I know this is a lot to take in. I'm not trying to upset you two. But I'm very much open still. So I'm loving this conversation. So I found some passages, okay, like in Nephi, 2 Nephi. Again, I don't know how to pronounce any of these. 2 Nephi 5:21 through 23. It is said that God cursed the Lamanites with black skin so they would not be enticing unto the Nephites. Right, and then the next one, Alma 17:14, describes the Lamanites as being a wild, ferocious, plundering, robbing, and murdering people. God felt the need to change their skin color to make them not enticing to the Nephites, as if their immoral acts were not sufficient enough to deter the Nephites into wanting to become like them. Right. So if you don't understand what that's saying is, these people were very awful. I mean, in today's standards as well. I mean, robbing, whatever. Murdering people. They were murdering people. But God said, that's not enough to keep someone from turning into them. Let's change their skin color to black. Right. Okay. So you see the problem with that, right? You've never heard this before. You said you read the whole... Right. That makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of scripture. Sometimes we just don't realize. I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, we already talked about how it's in there, and it's baked into the Book of Mormon. It's baked into the doctrine, and so we gotta acknowledge that. And we're gonna leave it there. Feel free to read your books tonight, right, while you are with each other, because I know you're not supposed to leave each other's sight, right? Right. No, yeah, that's definitely something I learned from my friend. Yes, they did serve a mission, right? That's definitely something I would think about. Racism baked into the entire religion. That wasn't really denounced until recently. And the founder of this religion marrying children. Right. It's not good. Are you two gonna leave me in the records for the Mormon church to keep coming back to my door? Probably not, right? Right. Yeah. That probably wouldn't be good, because if they did that, then I might, the church might be disbanded, okay? Because they'll keep sending people, and I'll keep telling them. But don't worry. Do you guys need tissues? I'm sorry. Is this a little bit heavy? I know it's heavy, but I mean, when I saw you two at the door, I thought you two looked like very sweet people, and it is my duty to have a conversation with you and to learn more. And yes, I did know. I actually know a lot about this religion. So I'm sorry, I did lie about that. But I didn't want to come off too heavy, like right away, because then you might not hear what I have to say. So yes, I did lie, but like I said, I'm not Christian, so that can't be held against me, okay? It can't be held against me. And there's a lot of other things that are wrong, right? Like, what's something that you don't like about the church? Oh, yes. That is a weird ceremony. So you both did that? Yeah, you need to. Right. What's something you have an issue with, or, maybe something you have questions about? All the little rules, right? And not drinking coffee, but being able to drink soda, right? Yeah, you've never had coffee. Okay, but you want to try coffee. I hear you. Why? Why aren't they letting you drink coffee? It doesn't make any sense. Are you allowed to drink alcohol? Okay, because I know in my religion, you weren't supposed to. You weren't supposed to get drunk, but everybody does it anyway. But you seriously have never tried coffee? But you tried alcohol. Okay, do you want to try coffee? I have some. Today is definitely the day for trying new things, learning new things, overcoming fears. Right. What do you say? How about I make you two each a latte, huh? Lattes have an insane amount of sugar. So you two will love it. Trust me. Yeah, I've got all the syrups and everything. The same ones you put in the little swig things and the little sodas you like to drink. Yeah. Okay. Trust me. It's right up your alley. Okay. All right, follow me.